Okay, so this video will be about the quadratic formula. So if a quadratic equation takes the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, we can find the two solutions, or possibly one solution, for that equation by plugging in the values of a, b and c into this quadratic formula here. And just to clarify, a is the coefficient of x squared, b is the coefficient of x, and c is that constant at the end. So far you might be aware of how to factorize to solve a quadratic equation. So you might be thinking, why do I need to use another method? Well, if we look at this first example, now when we factorize, we have the double brackets, make them equal to 0, and think about two numbers which multiply to give minus 10 and add to give minus 3. So you'd go for minus 5 and plus 2 here, and that would give you the two solutions of x equals positive 5 and x equals negative 2. So using factorization is fine in that example. But if we look at the equation at the bottom, x squared plus 6x plus 4 equals 0, you would be thinking about two pairs of, or a pair of numbers which multiply to give plus 4 and add to give plus 6. Now there's not going to be a pair of whole numbers, a pair of integers that will work here. It's going to be decimals, and so factorization really is not appropriate to use here to solve this equation. So we're going to look at this equation and solve it using the quadratic formula. So to start off with, we need to figure out what a, b and c is. So a, like I said before, is the coefficient of x squared. There's no number here, that means it's a 1, so a is 1. B is the coefficient of x, the number in front of the x, which is 6. And c is the constant at the end, which is 4. Okay, so now we can plug these values in to the quadratic equation. So x will be equal to minus b, which is minus 6, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 6 squared, minus 4 lots of a being 1, c being 4. And this is all over 2 lots of a, so 2 lots of 1. Now we can simplify this, so x will be equal to minus 6 plus or minus the square root. 6 squared is 36. 4 times by 1 times by 4 is 16. 36 minus 16 is 20. And all over 2 times by 1, which is 2. So you'll get two solutions here. The first solution you'll get by doing minus 6 plus root 20 all over 2, and that solution will be x equals minus 0.8. And your second solution will be by doing minus 6 minus root 20 over 2, and there you'll get x equals minus 5.2. So those are your two solutions you've got by using the quadratic formula to solve this equation.